I'm proud to be part of Dreams. Nimekuwa dream girl for the last 1 year, 5 months. Then thanks when I was linked to Dreams, nilikuwa enrolled, nikapewa mentor. And through the sessions like Sugar, nilipata kujua there's positive living. After that, at least nikajijua kujipenda, nikajua kujikubali. And the self-esteem in sikuwa nayo started rising.
I joined Dreams when I was in Form 2, and at that point I lost my father. It was the most traumatizing moment of my life, but I started underperforming in my classes. Then my mentor in Dreams, she took me through counseling and told me it's okay, my father is gone, but that does not mean that my life has to stop there.
When I did my KCSE, I got a B-, and I'm so proud. I'm going to do my course law under the courtesy of LVCT Dreams. I know they are going to sponsor me. Wananishikilia, venye walinishikilia from 2018 nikiwa class 8 when my parents were so stranded.
I'm very, very happy to be part of this great celebration, 20 years achievement, great achievement on behalf of the UN family, because LVCT is a great partner to the UN, and we have seen from the short video, but also in the exhibition, the diverse area that they are involved in, the number of people whom they have reached, and also the counties that they cover. So congratulations, and we are very, very happy to partner with you.
I'm very honored to be here. My name is Jennifer Galbraith. I've just returned to Kenya as the Program Director for the Division of Global HIV and TB at CDC. I was here previously, I'll tell you more about that in a moment. But I can't help but noting LVCT at 20. Many of you might know that PEPFAR is also at 20. So we got to think, what incredible things were going on 20 years ago. And I kind of wonder who came first, and maybe something in the US, somebody heard about LVCT and started to think about PEPFAR. But congratulations to 20 years. That's amazing.
So my name is Bert Ubamadu. I am the Deputy Mission Director for USA, Kenya, and East Africa. USA Kenya Mission is a leader in the agency's vision for localization. And what does that mean? A lot of people ask me that, and I think based on my couple of minutes here, I think localization is all about LVCT. You've done it so well for so long. Let me tell you a little story about what USA is trying to do. Similar to what CDC was talking about, we are trying to localize and work with more local partners. I think as a lot of you know, for many years, USA would fund large international partners who would come in, they do their work, 2, 3, 4 years, they leave. Now, that's not sustainability. That's not the way to do business, and we are now trying to change that. And to be honest, I think the model of LVCT is really the model we have to follow. And we're going to need your help, Dr. Lillian, on how to do this right.
Governor Gladys, thank you for coming to the USAID, CDC, UNAIDS, the other donors, partners, private board members, beneficiaries. Thank you for coming and good evening. I stand here before you. Oh, I didn't put my photo. Okay, they'll put the slides. The only slides we're giving you today to talk about the strategic plan. But before I get to the plan, I want to talk about what we're very excited about today. We're transitioning from we started in childhood, then adolescence, and now we're getting into being young adults. And it's been a journey, a very exciting journey. 20 years ago, we received our registration as a Kenyan NGO after the successful research project, the LVCT project that started VCTs in Kenya, when no one was even testing or even understood what it was, and yet HIV was an epidemic. And we've come a long way. And for researchers, what we did was what we now call research translation. So you see, we were ahead even then. We're very proud of that. Since then, we have grown in leaps and bounds. As you've seen from the exhibition, we've achieved a lot. But some notable successes that we're really proud of now, as we are in 33 counties, and within that, we're the lead implementing partner in a fifth of the counties in Kenya. So not something small, and it's a big responsibility. And we thank our donors for giving us that opportunity. We offer treatment to over 20% of the population that is on the RT in Kenya. And we remain leaders in innovative testing and counseling, which is where we started. So we've not forgotten our roots and where we came from. And I must say that we are unashamedly proud to have had all these women leaders. And it's a result of a lot of work over the last actually 2 years, where we've done a lot of consultations, understanding the context, how things have changed. And you know, it's coming to the time when there's been a lot of changes. And we've had COVID, we've had climate change, pandemics, and others, and even political conflicts. We've seen donor funding declining, and those are things that are really guiding us as we think through the strategic plan. So we had to think and focus on strategies. What do we do? And what are our strengths that we take forward? And what are our weaknesses? And we put them aside and really focus on our strengths as a big team, as staff who are currently here, as our networks expand, the people that we know and can be able to really help us. So subsequently, this strategic plan aims to take us beyond status quo to new frontiers. So when we write there beyond HIV, it's not to say HIV is over. We recognize that we're achieving epidemic control as we input it. We have 95, close to achieving that. And Kamau has put it very, very clearly. We have an aging epidemic, NCDs are now a big thing, the advanced HIV disease, but also things like mental health. Our beneficiary talked about having suicidal ideation. So how do we deal with that? The patient we deal with has multiple problems. And so that informed how we broaden our scope to include things which we've been doing, others we're adding on. So sexual reproductive health, gender-based violence, MNCH, and a big focus on health system strengthening. This whole discussion about transition to counties is something we truly believe in, and part of it is doing a lot of system strengthening with our counties. We want to establish partnerships to provide technical assistance to civil society and other governments in our areas of expertise. We've done this on a small scale before, but now we want to really focus on that. And the third big aspect is sustainability. We know that donor funding is declining. We currently depend on donors for close to 99% of our work. But we've been building up a new aspect where we're looking at how do we get our own resources. Private sector, how do we also come up with social enterprise? And for that, we now have the LVCT group, which has been established and set up, and with a new board, which we have thank Patrick for being the chair of. So that's one of our new pillars as we move forward, and looking at that aspect of sustainability. On the other hand, the things which we'll continue to do, next slide, we'll continue to do our research policy and practice. This is something which, as I say, started in the city idea and continued, and Luke articulated it very well, and we continued even Dr. Anjiro and others, and we'll continue to do this and really continue to strengthen our research capacity to become a recognized leader in HIV, SRH, GBV, and systems research. We'll continue to focus on the vulnerable and marginalized populations who are often left behind and most affected by health conditions and disasters. So we work with adolescents and young people, we work with key populations, prisoners, people with disability, the elderly, and the other groups. We keep identifying them and really programming for them. We'll also use our position and voice to advocate for the health rights of these groups. We believe in giving a voice to the beneficiaries and making sure they have a seat at the table, and that seat makes sense, that they know what to do and have capacity to engage actively in that whole aspect of advocacy. We'll offer capacity development to individuals and institutions. We have an LVCT Training Institute that has trained tens of thousands of Kenyans on HIV, GBV. They are now doing things like safeguarding and others, and we continue to do so, and also for institutions to sub-grant to other local organizations, other NGOs, and we'll keep building on that aspect. The work in partnership with government, I cannot emphasize more, that really remains a key pillar. And for us, we will continue to invest in our own institutional capacity, including our systems, to ensure these meet global standards and support effective delivery of this strategic plan. It has been said that LVCT is a local organization with global standards. That's going to get only better, not worse. So, for the strategic plan itself, we have 4 strategic choices of 4 areas that we're now looking at. And these are the ones that, it's just highly summarized version of the strategic plan. And that's around health services delivery support. So the work that we do on HIV, on SRH, GBV, and others, we'll continue to do that. And the second part, I'm sorry it's not so clear, is policy and system strengthening. Again, the policy support, working with governments, working with partners, digital health space, and policy and advocacy, locally and regionally and internationally. So that's another key part of our work. We have monitoring, evaluation, research, and learning. So there's no way we can make any progress without focusing on data, good quality data that can inform our programs, and also research. We do a lot of research already. We want to keep building this, and that research is operations research and implementation science research that helps to answer questions that are bothering us. And as a local organization, we know the challenges on the ground, and those are what we want to answer with this research and provide evidence that is homegrown that helps to answer these questions. And the final part is institutional well-being, which I've talked about. So it's about our systems, it's about our sustainability, it's about our people and culture and human resources, and also having a really big part on risk and risk management. So this is just a summary of the same thing, just going through the details. I will not go through it. This next slide, for you to see how we really divided these results areas into specific things that we're going to be looking at. And when you look at them, then our work this will inform the future of our work. It's a lot that we've learned from this last 20 years. And the next 20 start off with this. It's a 5-year plan, but it's the footprint for what will come over the next 20 years. So this is it. So we will continue the research policy and practice approach and our institutions. We're very proud of our new building. For those who have not been there, two strategic plans ago, we wrote that we're going to have our own tower. Right? We said we're going to have an LVCT tower. So we got a tower. And we're getting short, but it's just the beginning. We are on a journey to really owning our own property. It's still a journey that we've started now, and we know that within now 3 years or less, we will probably own this building. But you're most welcome to come and visit us. It's at Adams Arcade. We got closer to the people, those who like shopping. It's at Toy Market. So we're looking forward to the next 20, and just to thank you all for really coming here to celebrate with us as we launch the strategic plan and we launch our next 20. Thank you.
Who is here to interpret? Okay. My sign name, and that's a first for LVCT. LVCT was the first institution to have persons with disability HIV program and still remain. So I have to introduce myself formally to my team who were also living with hearing disability. And I want to say that I am confident and I'm really happy because we have demonstrated that it is possible. Being staff number 27, I left when staff was 200, I hear you're 400. I left when budget, Patrick earlier said budget was 2-3 million. I think it was much less than that when you first came in. Probably just about $1 million. I left when it was 11 million. A year we are at 40 million. We took many firsts, including devolution. I think we were the first institution to start devolution. To start working with county governments and saying county governments must take charge. And having staff that were employed by the county governments, as opposed to LVCT employing staff and seconding them to county governments, but having county governments employ and LVCT pay to county governments. And at the time when I left, there were 392. I hear you're 4,000. Wow, that's huge. And as I stop, I want to say I am honored to have led an amazing team of people. I still see many of them in this room. I am honored to have been one person that interacted with you all every day. I'm honored for the lessons that I learned because it was being an executive director at LVCT that gave me the training, that gave me the grit, that gave me everything that I took with me when I went to become the director of Kenya's National AIDS Control Council. I would not have been a director. I think I would not have understood how systems work, how things work, how procurement works, how finance works. I remember going to do what finance people call a finance for dummies course that Patrick recommended because I was not understanding what he was saying when he was reading the statements. So thank you very much. But as I moved on and as I grew, I have learned. And I know that I am always going to be a part of LVCT. Linda, I'm with you on that one. So I want to say thank you very much to everybody. After LVCT, I joined NAC. After NAC, the National AIDS Control Council, I joined the Ministry of Health for about 2 years between the COVID space, joined the blood service, and one of my primary functions of the blood service was to support the institution in its transformation, and today it is the Kenya Tissue and Transplant Authority. That function finished, my terms have ended, and I am currently consulting, and really that is a place that I am saying I have learned a lot from all of you. Many thanks, be well, keep growing, bring value.
Retired, and the rest of the members, Dr. Lilian Oteso, my friend, who's the ED, Dr. Nuko, who's our ED, the story. For me, I'm very honored to be back to LVCT. And I think Lina said it and said it very well, that once you're LVCT, you're always LVCT. And it is a true family here at LVCT. And I think Nuko gave the story of how I came to LVCT. And that day, Josh was there, Nuko, Vivian, Wanjiro, maybe even Anita. They were all in the room when I came for the interview for HTC manager. And I had come from working at an organization called the Trust for African Development, which is paintings and engravings and books. For us to get where we have come today, LVCT laid a good foundation. And it was a foundation of innovation, of hard work,
importantly, integrity. You had to be right. There was no room in LVCT for lack of integrity. So taught us integrity and grounded us to be results driven. And today I stand here to say, as part of the alumni of LVCT, that I am immensely grateful to have an opportunity to be part of the LVCT family and to have learned through it. So as many of you know, as I've said, I worked in LVCT. LVCT taught me and has helped me a lot in my political life and my current role as governor. I'm not surprised by the growth and excellence I have seen demonstrated today. The belief in the staff, the encouragement to grow and challenge to always do better are key ingredients that have contributed to this growth. I recognize those that had faith in me, taught me, mentored me those days, who are sitting here today and have already done that. And thank you for your trust, mentorship, and friendship. And for those who are coming or are learning LVCT, I'd like to say that LVCT believes in hard work, quality, innovation, accountability, commitment to service, and courage. It takes courageous individuals to achieve what we have seen here today, to come up with innovations in HIV testing and counseling, right from its beginning, gender-based violence, HIV prevention technologies, such as PrEP, just to name a few. I'm encouraged to see that the spirit of innovation lives on, and I encourage LVCT Health to continue in the same spirit. It had been said, when we were at LVCT, that when it comes to testing, LVCT is the gold standard. And I can see LVCT Health now is setting the gold standard in many things, which we are very proud of. LVCT Health is now setting the gold standard of what a local organization should be like, and I agree to those who say that LVCT is a local organization with international standards. All that we have seen in the exhibition today is of this standard. When I was at LVCT Health, I helped set up the business arm known as Radisson. This was one of the push by Dr. Lillian here and Dr. Luko, and we said, how do we go out there and ensure our sustainability? And we would go out to private sector organizations and ask them if they wanted us to help them with wellness of their staff. And I think that was very, very innovative, and I'm glad that Wema Kazini continues to grow. And as governor of Homa Bay, health is a major priority for me. And as many of us know, and I know Lillian and Jennifer were in Homa Bay, Bart was in Homa Bay, I think LVCT now works in Homa Bay. Our health indicators, and today the whole of the health team in Homa Bay is here. Rosalie, just wave, that's our CC Health in Homa Bay. Our County Director for Health, Dr. Gordon Mukoma, is there. We work there with Dr. Udo, we work very, very well. He's also a Homa Bayer. So, our indicators have not been the best. And as a government, when we came in, we said, our number one priority is health, our number two priority is health, our number three priority is health, because without a healthy population, you are unlikely to achieve whatever development that you're seeking to achieve among your population. And I was very, very pleased to see that just when I was about to become governor, LVCT was also became the primary PEPFAR implementing partner for Homa Bay. So I believe now that we are home and we are together. And what we have discussed and what we have stressed on is to say that the HIV response or the health response is not to be left to partners alone. Because for a long time, because a lot of the funding has come from the partner side, governments have sat back and have said, let the partners continue, let the partners move on. In fact, the results have have become partner results. So what we decided is, as LVCTs, not LVCT, Liverpool, you will never walk alone. So we said our partners will not walk alone, neither will we walk alone, we will walk hand in hand. And luckily we are all with LVCT to ensure that our indicators, as Homa Bay, we have said, as Homa Bay, we have made a decision at the top of leadership level that we are tired of being last. We are tired of being counted. When people are being counted with the worst indicators, Homa Bay is counted. When people are being counted with bad things, Homa Bay is there. We said we are tired of that. We are turning that pyramid around so that when the best things are being said, Homa Bay is at the top. So I just want to give my assurance as Governor of Homa Bay that we will work together, we will move together, and we will ensure that the indicators within Homa Bay, a difference is made. And that is our commitment to you, and I'd like to urge you all to watch this space. And I'd like to also thank PEPFAR through both CDC and USAID that have invested in my county and other counties to address our health priorities. I am glad that the process of transition to counties has begun. My prayer is that this will be sustained. My commitment is to see this through with accountability and results. Let us work together to increase investments in healthcare through less of a vertical approach, but more of an integrated systems approach to address the current and emerging disease priorities. In conclusion, I'd like to quote Ellen Salif Johnson, and maybe just brag a bit that I've just yesterday or 2 days ago been informed that I've been selected among 12 African women leaders who will be part of an Ellen Salif Johnson Foundation. So, former President Johnson, she said that if your dreams do not scare you, they are not big enough. Keep dreaming big, LVCT Health, and there's a lot more to come as we get into the next 20 years. God bless you. God bless LVCT.
Makofi,